Welcome everybody to our live webinar about the SAP SuccessFactors release updates for H2 2024. Yes, we're happy that you're joining us the next hour, and we are happy to give you a good overview of the highlights of the SF release updates for each module. So yeah, who is taking over this webinar? We would like to introduce ourselves. My name is Sabrina. I'm responsible for all the marketing and communication topics at P78. And yes, I'm the moderator of these webinars. So I will have all your questions in mind, and we'll take care that everything is working for today. And yes, I have on my side the main speakers, Anita, Michael, and Maria. And I would like to hand over to you, Anita, that you can start introduce yourself. Please.
Thank you, Sabrina. Yes, as Sabrina mentioned, my name is Anita. I'm with P78 since a bit over 3 years and working with SAP since over 20 years. My responsibility within P78 is the recruiting module and our support for all modules. And now to you, Michael.
Thanks, Anita, for handing over. My name is Michael. I'm with P78 since 2021. So in October 2024, there are 3 years now. My responsibilities here in P78 are the modules from SuccessFactors, Employee Central and Compensation. And I'm happy to present the release updates for these modules today. Maria.
Thank you, Michael. My name is Maria. I'm with P78 almost 2 years, and I'm a SuccessFactors talent consultant, so focusing on the talent management topics, and we'll guide you through those today as well.
Thank you. So just some words about P78. I think most of you already know us, but maybe some of you haven't been in touch with us yet. So some words about us. We are not only an SAP SuccessFactors implementation consultancy. So of course, we have certified consultants in all SAP SuccessFactors modules. But on the other hand, we are also an independent system-independent HIT service and business consultancy. So this means we are providing or supporting our customers with HIT roadmap development, HR architectures, HR process consultancy, and further. And when it comes to the implementation of SAP solutions or HR solutions, then we are focused on SAP. And we are implementing the 3 solutions, of course, SAP SuccessFactors, as I said, in all modules, but also the on-premise version of SAP or the private cloud edition, H4S4. So we are supporting also our customers in the migration or upgrade to SAP ERP HCM for S4HANA. And what we also contain there in the HR environment is the travel and expense management solution, SAP Concur. So we are also implementing this solution in all modules for our customers. So I would directly start now with the topic. We are today focusing on all the release updates. So we would like to start with some overall topics with the SAP Business AI releases, and we'll continue also with the platform and foundation topics, which are also overall of all modules. And then we go along the employee lifecycle through the HR core topics, employee essential, recruiting, onboarding, and talent management, which means for us P&G, S&D, and opportunity marketplace. And then we have a look at the learning department, compensation, and people analytics. Before we start, maybe an important note that we would like kindly ask you, if you have questions, that you would just put them in the Q&A section, not in the chat, because then it's much more easier for us to provide you direct feedback during the webinar, if it's possible. And if we could not answer all the questions because of time in the end or in the meantime, then we take, of course, all the questions with us, and we'll provide you after the webinar a PDF with all questions answered by us. So just feel free. We are happy to answer all your questions and try our best that we can do it in the time of the webinar in here. Okay, so I would suggest, Maria, you want to start to take over with the SAP Business AI part?
Perfect, thank you. And thank you for the introduction. As Sabrina mentioned, the SAP Business AI is a relevant topic for all modules. So we also wanted to highlight that right in the start. So as you can see, the new release stands out by embedding AI capabilities across various employee touchpoints, from candidate experience to HR administration. And the visual on the slide illustrates how AI-driven insights through deep learning AI, conversational AI, and also generative AI are already shaping 50+ use cases, with expectation to expand to around 90 use cases by 2024. These improvements enable companies to hire, develop, and retain top talent more effectively, and also improve content while generating with the generative AI. Quick mention here, all following innovations, as you can see on the slide and also on the slides after these ones, do have the prerequisite to have the additional AI unit license. So Sabrina, if you can move to the next slide, thank you. One of the major innovations that we could also see on the slide very, very quickly is the AI-assisted writing. So SAP Business AI delivers AI-assisted writing that is now available in more product areas. For example, compensation, variable pay, calibration, EC, platform, learning, onboarding, and also the people profile. In addition to this expanded availability, AI-assisted writing also includes new AI-powered translation actions. These are one-directional and also bidirectional translations. You can enable those through the AI Services Administration under Assisted Writing with Text Analyzer. In the area of performance management, AI is transforming how 360-degree feedback reports are generated and also analyzed. So these are there are two main scenarios for AI-assisted insights. The overall insights, users can receive a summary of the employee's overall performance, including key strengths, areas of improvements, and also suggestions for growth. When it comes to the skill-specific analysis, that allows a deep dive into how the employees perform, offering personalized growth recommendations. Also for that, you need the AI units license, but also performance and goals license as well. An early adopter program is the Talent Intelligence Hub Skills Standardization Job. These generates proposed names for all skills in the attributes library, helping to establish a consistent naming convention and to avoid multiple variations of the same skill. And when it comes to communication, we also have the AI-assisted Microsoft Teams app chat that allows users to initiate HR transactions or view personal data in the SuccessFactors using natural language. This feature enhances user experience by recognizing different phrases that convey the same intent, allowing for quick actions and also task completions. For that, the enablement of the SF app for MS Teams is a prerequisite, and also if you're interested, just contact Customer Engagement Executive or your account manager. And with that, I can hand over to Michael.
Thank you, Maria, for this brief introduction into the SAP Business AI. And I want to continue with platform and foundation topics that are connected to all of us, to all of the modules. And I would like to start with a little system demo. Please let me share my screen. So I hope you can see my screen now. You can see on my screen, you can see the actual preview environment from SAP SuccessFactors, of course, in our brand. And what you can see here is, or what I want to show you is, with the new release, there will be a new feature called the full profile for the latest people profile. This people profile this full profile is kind of organized cards which are grouped into predefined categories for easy navigation, which is similar to the people profile you know now. In this release, only specific functionalities are available. So what I can show you is what is available right now. So to get to this full profile, as you no, there are different ways to get to the profile of your employees. For example, you are going to use the search bar over here. Let's search for Geoff Hill, and this might be similar, or you might know this, that you can select Geoff Hill here and jump, or you can get to his profile over here. What is new? You can in the system, you always have, it's hard to see here, but you can see on the right side, wherever you are in the system, wherever you are looking for employees, you will have this little card over here with a little click on it. You can see the spotlight on the right side, or this is the quick information from employees. This is what you might already know, and which is not very that is very important for the future. And what is new for you is you can now click on the spotlight, which is a little summary about this employee. But now what I want to talk to you about is this here. You can now click on the full profile, which replaces the people profile. What is new here? I already mentioned it. You will have several different quick cards, as you can see here, and on the left side you can have like you already know it from the normal people profile. You can select, for example, the job data, and now you can see the organizational information, job information, and so on. So this is grouped like you know it from the people profile at the moment. And this profile, this full profile, which it is called, you have to enable in the company system and logo settings, which says enable full profile for the latest homepage. And of course, it must be used together with the people preview or the profile preview and the spotlight, like I showed you before. With this, there is a new tool called a new version of the Configure People Profile tool that you can see here. On the left side, you can select like you know it from the previous Configure People Profile tool or page. You can select different parts of the people profile. And here, for example, for the personal data, you can select whatever you want to see or what you don't want to see. And of course, you can select different information about the personal information, what you want to see here, right? For now, this is what you can do with the new Configure People Profile admin tool, and of course you can add custom portlets like you are used to maybe now in the moment in your environment, in your system. What you can do as well is you can reorder the categories and the cards, for example, and you can customize the displayed what is displayed on the card. Of course, this has to be configured by you or by your implementation partner, of course. What I want to show you as well. So this is a third big topic for the platform and foundation topic, is that you now can have a role-based permission troubleshooting tool. So in the future, with the new release, you will have the possibility or the opportunity to compare two people's or two users permissions and permission roles. So in the past, you didn't have the chance to do that. So you would have to put these on two screens and compare them. And with this new tool, you can select two users and compare them to each other. So as you can see, for example, Geoff Hill on the left side has different permissions than Jane Hill, which is on the right side. And what you can do as well is, of course, if you want to know only about Geoff Hill, you can just select Geoff Hill and click on search, and then you can see all the information only for him. Right, so this is a good tool. This is a good enhancement for the future, which is very useful. And I know that many customers were asking for it. So I'm really happy to be able to present it to you today. One last thing I want to show you is that now I am going to do the switch to Employee Central. So as you can see, this full profile also includes an Employee Central data like job data. And what I want to show you today as well is for compensation. For example, there is a new possibility to see the compensation information. Yeah, this new chart here is helping to identify the current employee's compensation. On the left side, you can see the chart, and on the right side, for example, you can see the one-time payments and the deductions and so on. So this is very important for you to know if you want to know anything about the compensation. This is included in the full profile. So as you can see here, we are still on the full profile for Geoff Hill. And you might remember Maria saying something about the business AI. And for compensation, there is a business AI. Unfortunately, it's not included in the sales demo here. But the business AI for compensation is there to deliver insights for the compensation, for example, for managers, how the compensation information or the compensation values have developed in the last few years, written in text. So with this, I want to go back to the slides. Sabrina, would you please take over the presentation again?
See my presentation again?
Yeah, Employee Central. Next slide, please. Good. So with Employee Central, of course, there are different things that are coming with you or with a new release, of course, and of course there's a new way of check the pending approvals for people profile. In the future or with this release, you can the pending approvals can be accessed directly from the people profile or from the profile, which is helping you to manage the tasks right where you need them. As you can see on the screenshot, you can see where your own pending approvals are. So let's say you want to change your name, and you can see where is the workflow at the moment. There are no requirements, and it is automatically turned on. With Employee Central, of course, there is a new feature, which is my team positions. And starting with this release, managers will be able to see the details, or if you check the details for your team positions, you can see the FTE values and how many or how much of these or how many of these positions are in the to be hired status. This is a good information for managers because it gives a more accurate view of the staffing needs in their team structures, and that they know that they have to hire somebody new in the future. This requirement, or there is no requirement as well for this feature because it is automatically turned on. For contingent workforce, it's now easier to add contingent worker because there is a separate permission now available in the system, which is called the add assignment position. And this indicates that if you have this permission, you are the only one who can add contingent workers in the future. If you don't enable this permission, of course, then you don't have the opportunity to add contingent worker in the take action dropdown, for example. What you can do now, if you want to have deep links for your company structure, let's say you want to place a link which is directly pointing to a part of the company structure that you can see in the system. This is available now. So now you can use deep links and save it as URLs, for example. And this is saving you a lot of time and your team because you can send it around. And of course, you don't have to navigate the whole system to get access to the one part of the org structure or the company structure you want to see. It's also no requirement and automatically on. Yeah. Another maybe interesting feature for you is the that you can have multiple Employee Central instances in one S/4HANA integration. So this means if you're a company with complex organizational structures with SuccessFactors, of course, you can have multiple Employee Central instances to one single S/4HANA client. This means that you can integrate, or that this integration simplifies your data management across the global branches. And of course, this enables you to have a unified view and your HR or your organizational data. The requirement for it is to support packages, which you can see below. And of course, it is not automatically on. Of course, this has to be configured by you or your implementation partner. Okay, then let's have a quick look at time management. For time management, there is a new time statement available, and this is new, that you can configure your own time statement per time recording profile. This means that you can see, or you as an employee, you can see your planned, recorded, and evaluated times for a week or a month. And of course, you can see the balances as well. These time statements can be emailed, so by the system, or they can be downloaded as PDF. And the requirements, of course, are because it is part of the document generation, it needs to be configured by the customer. And for the timesheets, if you want to submit a timesheet, there is now the possibility to have an attestation text, which is like a certification of the timesheet that you approve that this time that is recorded is correct. This means employees can confirm their recorded hours by themselves. This helps organizations to meet, of course, their compliance requirements. And you can, what is really important, you can vary the attestation by country and employee group. And in the end, it can be audited by reporting. So you can always check whether somebody has submitted the timesheet and accepted the attestation or not. And of course, it needs to be configured by the customer. For now, with a new release, you will have the possibility to have some the timesheet approval center, which is visualizing explicitly the timesheet, so you can compare them, or you can compare different employees. And of course, it is more granular for the key fact information that you can see. And if you look on the screenshot on the right side, you can see that there are a lot of key facts, and these key facts are configurable by you or by your implementation partner, of course. And with this information comes the next information, because the requirement is that it is to be configured by you or by your implementation partner. And of course, it is now, from the beginning, from now on, with a new release, it is general available, and it switched from restricted availability, which of course the name tells you it was restricted. Then of course you have your own overview in your calendar, like a monthly timesheet UI, and this is now as well general available, which was restricted in the past. And the major usability update is here, that you can see and maintain your timesheets on a monthly calendar way, and you can toggle between a list and the calendar view. But for the new update, it's important to know that the timesheet submit and of course the approval as a manager, for example, can be done for the whole calendar month and not on a weekly basis. Now, recruiting. Anita.
Yes, thank you, Michael. So we will switch to the recruiting module. For this module, we would like to highlight the type ahead search functionality, which is available on the job requisition details page. For the multi-select position generic object, the location object, the location foundation object, and job location generic object. It replaces the multi-select dropdown with the select link to search and select multiple options easily. So this enhancement lets you quickly search for the position generic object, location foundation object, and job location generic object values. It eliminates the need to scroll through a long list of values to find the required values for multi-select fields. And we also have a new field named primary value that displays the value of the primary field. You can use the change button to update the primary value, and the primary value field, of course, is only visible on the job requisition details page if a multi-select field is configured. For this release feature, there are no requirements necessary. The next enhancement helps recruiters to audit skills-related data for candidates and applicants and use it to comply with regulations. So candidate and applicant skills data are now reportable using story reports. Query on the candidate skill entity or applicant skill entity displays the skills and the skill extraction status from the resume. The report also shows whether the candidate or applicant validated their skills. And the requirements for these features are enabling the assisted application screening in AI services administration, and of course, enable stories in people analytics and recruiting. One of the AI-related enhancements is the AI-assisted skills matching for candidate resumes. So now you can enable visitors to your career site to upload a resume and find jobs that match their skills. So when the AI skills matching for resumes feature is enabled, the search results page on career sites display the options to upload a resume. You have the option to present the candidate with a data privacy statement before they upload it, and after they accept the DPCS and upload their resume, SuccessFactors uses AI to analyze the resume and identify their skills. And once the AI has finished the analyze, jobs that match their skills are recommended. The resume and the identified skills are only stored temporarily, so they are not connected to a job application in any way. So if the candidate wants to apply, he has to upload the resume again. For this feature, of course, you need the AI units license, and the unified data model needs to be enabled, and there are several setup tasks that need to be done. The last recruiting enhancement we would like to highlight belongs to the redesigned applicant management tool, where historical results on candidate assessments and screening information are now available in the detail view of the redesigned applicant management tool. This feature pretty much helps recruiters make informed decisions based on a detailed understanding of an applicant's historical results in the detailed view of the redesigned applicant management tool. And regarding the requirements, please ensure that you have the listed feature permission type defined in your job requisition XML template. Our next module in the employee lifecycle is onboarding. And the first enhancement we would like to highlight within the onboarding module is the AI-assisted writing, which is now available for onboarding 2. This feature is also available in several other modules. As already mentioned before, the newly added AI actions are translate and analyze text. So for written text, the user can select the option translate to choose the target language they'd like to translate it to. And the system is capable to do the one-directional translation from US English to all 46 languages supported in SAP SuccessFactors, and also a bidirectional translation between the languages English US, German, French, Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese Simplified, and Japanese. And with the option Analyze Text, a safety scan is performed on each text box to detect bias and remove discriminatory or violent language. As user, you can choose to accept then the suggested text replacement, or you can also reject it. For this enhancement, as it is an AI enhancement, you need the AI units license. Our next highlight release feature is the employer signature support for corporate representatives. You can now assign a corporate representative for the employer's signature for all required country compliance forms. You can define the responsible signatory for the required form bundles in the compliance setting and configuration page of the relevant form group. And with this enhancement, the customer experience has been improved by allowing employers to assign corporate representatives to sign the compliance forms. There are several requirements, so you need to configure the assigned corporate representative user ID as employer signatory in country compliance form rule scenario and the select employer signature for country compliance configuration rule scenario. Another update is that you can now edit, copy, and delete the offboarding process flow in the process variant manager. You now have the possibility to add a new process variant with the following tasks of the offboarding. This is review employees and offboarding information, and offboarding tasks and document flow. Additionally, you can filter the process type by onboarding or offboarding on the process variant manager dashboard. And this enhancement allows you to customize the offboarding experience and add or remove tasks from the process. As requirements, please configure a business rule using select process variant rule scenario and configure a business rule using the assign form rule scenario to add up to 2 document flow steps to the same process. And our final highlight for the onboarding module are additional enhancements to the new hire onboarding journey. So new hires can now experience an enhanced Your Onboarding checklist page, enabling them to perform their onboarding tests in a more effective way. These enhancements include the availability of a guided tour enabled by SAP Companion, changes to the Your Onboarding checklist page, and other related enhancements. In total, these enhancements enrich the user's onboarding experience at all. And now I would like to hand over to Maria.
Thank you, Anita. So talent management entails multiple modules. We will start with performance and goals, but we will also quickly look at the opportunity marketplace, succession and development planning, also learning administration. For the talent intelligence hub, it's usually in the talent module as well, but for this release, we don't really have any mentionable updates to share in this round. So let's start with performance and goals. The first thing we want to mention is that custom learning is now supported on 360 reviews forms. What does that mean? Users can now add, edit, or delete custom learning activities on 360 forms, and custom learning activities can be used to define development goals as well. The prerequisite for that is that the latest goal management is enabled, and also that the development goal section has a development goal plan linked to it. And the plan contains a learning activity template based on which custom learning activities are created. Also, the users must have the proper permissions to add, edit, or delete the custom learning activities. When it comes to delegation, now users, especially managers, can delegate their performance review tasks to other people within a specified time period. It also allows administrators to create delegations on behalf of the managers. Really important to note, by default, this feature is disabled in your system. So to enable it, you have to go through company system and logo settings admin tool. And also, since delegation is an alternative to proxy, if you choose to use this feature, we recommend to you that you delete the proxy assignments that grant rights to performance manager forms. When it comes to the latest My Form page, we need to also mention the legacy My Forms page. This will be deleted in May 2025. So one of the requirements is that you use the latest version of the My Forms page, and this can be enabled in performance management feature settings. There have been made several enhancements to the latest My Form page as well, especially the filters. You have now customized visibility of standard and custom filters based on the user role, as well as the reset button to clear all the filters. Also, users can view the number of forms in the title in the form list, and to view the Create Form button, users must have permission to create forms for at least one performance management or 360 reviews form template. It's also now possible to turn off the email notification that's called Notify Calibration Rating Changes during session finalization. And this can be done under Admin Center email notification templates. What does this mean? When you disable these notifications, manager will no longer receive emails about changes to their employees' ratings after the session are finalized. When it comes to link and unalign goals, now we have two options to do that. The first one is in their own goal plan. So within the link goal option on a goal card, you can now choose to link the goal and follow the instructions, as well as from another user's goal plan by choose the link with mine option and complete the linking steps. Once the goals are linked, an alignment relationship is established and also displayed in the goal alignment chart. Users can also unalign goals using the unalign goal option in the goal card as well. The option is available for goals that were previously linked or cascaded in their own goal plan. For that, also the latest goal management is necessary. And to link the goals, users need the cascade align permission in the goal plan template, as well as the unaligned parent and unaligned child permission when you want to unalign the goals. The turn off add personal goal button is hard to say, but the switch is now supported in the latest goal management as well, allowing you to hide the create from scratch goal creation option for performance and goals. So when that becomes unavailable, users will be guided to use other predefined options such as copy from goal plan or create from library, depending on your configurations. And this needs to be done on goal plan template level. Now let's switch to the Opportunity Marketplace. The first one is the enhanced email notifications for Opportunity Marketplace assignments. Users can receive now weekly emails notification with up to 12 new recommendations across assignments, open jobs, and also learning items, but only if new opportunities are found. Administrators can also customize the email notification template under new opportunity recommendations notifications. So for that, you need to enable intelligent recommendations in Opportunity Marketplace and also customize your notification. The next one is the enhanced intelligent opportunity recommendations. For that, skills from the Talent Intelligence Hub are used to boost intelligent opportunity recommendations, prioritizing those aligned with user passions and also critical organization skills. Assignments, open jobs, and learning recommendations focus on improving skills in sections like topics for you. These enhancements ensure a more personalized and also relevant recommendations by aligning the skill development from the user and also organizational priorities. For that, you need also to enable intelligent opportunity recommendations and also personalized learning recommendations, since we link it to learning as well. Also, the open job recommendations are a big part of the enhancements. Users can receive intelligent open job recommendations that are equal or higher than their current job positions with skills and attributes from their growth portfolio. For customers using Employee Central, open job recommendations are based on pay grade comparisons to ensure job recommendations match or exceed the user's current position. Also, the recommendations in Discover Open Jobs are prioritized based on how well they match the user's skills and attributes from the growth portfolio. When we now look at development and succession planning, the first update is to allow more roles to launch role readiness forms in career worksheets. You can now configure the template to allow more roles such as manager and HR to launch role readiness forms for an employee's target role. Previously, only the employees themselves could launch the form. The feature is currently only supported in legacy version of Career Worksheet, and for that you've enabled the performance management and configured a form template for role readiness assessment and setting to allow other roles to launch form for the employee roles. Also, you need to link the form template with the Career Worksheet in the Career Worksheet template and configure the permission to launch assessment form. What you can also do now is to prevent the removal of learning activities. Before that, you could remove the learning plan activities from your development goals, and now in the latest version, you can prevent users from doing exactly that. If this option is enabled, users are not allowed to remove this learning activities added from a completed development goal plan. For that, also the goal management is enabled, and also you need the configuration to prevent removal of learning activities from completed development goal setting in managed templates. By default, mentoring administrators have permission to manage all mentoring programs. And now you can set a permission to control which administrators are authorized to manage specific programs. And this permission is not affected by the new administrator permission. The role-based permission prerequisite is under administrator, manage career development, manage mentoring programs, and also manage administrator permissions for programs. You also have now a simplified experience of nominating talent pool members to a position. So for a position associated with talent pools, succession planners can now add successors directly from the talent pool sections on the position card in the succession org chart or the position tile view. When the user selects the plus as a successor button for a member or of this talent pool, the named successors section expands to allow them to provide more information before nominating the employee to the position. For that, users have the succession planning permission, as well as talent pools with positions are associated through their underlying roles. And now to LMS. For LMS, we want to show you a few slides to get to know also the learning administration, but then also switch into the learning environment to see all the changes in the system as well. So one update is in terms of custom content creation in the learning administration. To create and manage custom content such as banners, custom cards, and also now custom pages that I will mention after this is in the learning administration. You need the new permission manage custom experience. And this can be enabled through role management. When it comes to Open Content Network, it's also now possible to import the Open Content Network items automatically to make their courses available for learners. So OCN courses, which are already available in content under Open Content Network, before you enable auto import, must be manually imported into learning, but then can be auto imported after that. And as I mentioned before, we now have the option custom pages. As you maybe know, in the previous learning environment, we had that option already, and now we have it back. So you can create up to 5 custom pages and also link them through banners and custom cards, which serve as kind of an entry point that make it easier to find and also use as custom pages. You can create those under application administration custom pages, and you can add banners and create up to 6 sections containing custom cards in each section. And a very important update is on the new learning experience. A lot of you already transferred to the new learning experience, but for now, the option to disable the new learning experience has been removed from the integrated learning settings, but you still can select the new learning experience switch default setting to determine which experience displays by default. So, and with that slide, I would like to switch to the system to show you exactly what happens. Let me share my screen. So now we are now in our learning environment, and as you might see, the new learning experience is currently on. So we also have the new learning experience set. One of the biggest improvements from also the feedback from our customers is the browse library option. Before that, we only had the keyword search, kind of like Google, that we could use a keyword to search throughout the whole library, but we didn't have an option to have a blank search. The blank search is still not quite available, but since a lot of customers use categories as kind of an entry point into the library, now we have the option to use this kind of entry point as well to go into the library search. So if I create here different categories and also subcategories, I can quickly jump into my library without having to specify a specific keyword, and can also look up in the library on this kind of setting. This is especially an improvement because for the blank search, we now have a different option and also can structure content regarding the categories. Another big improvement is when it comes to the team view. We now have a completely different team view also in the new design of the homepage. So you can also quickly see who of your employees needs attention and what required learning, important learning, and investment in my self-learning they have on their learning plan, as well as also if something is overdue and also if it's a curriculum. You can send a reminder and also manage the history and the alternate managers. From this button here, you can manage assignments, add to learning history, and manage also enrollments for classes. So you have a very, very quick overview over the users and also have a very inline design with the new learning experience as well. When it comes to the manager point of view, you also have now here a reminder feature where you can clearly see that your team needs some reminders for expired curricula. So now you can also send a reminder directly and manage the team members who need a reminder and also copy me on each email if I send it out. For the request of me, there's also now the added value that you have all of the requests from me that were currently that were previously under approvals. So now also when it comes to external learning requests or an approval for a different class or an item, you can directly see a request from me and also approve comments directly from your learning page and don't have the need to go through the approvals and link tile. So this will be all managed here for the manager also to view very, very easily. So these are the biggest updates, especially for managers when it comes to the new learning experience. So I will stop to share my screen. And now I can also hand over to Michael with compensation.
Thank you, Maria. Now I'm back telling you something about the compensation release updates for this release. What you can do for the compensation worksheet, you can predefine the open budget or instructions panel to be visible by default, as you can see on the right side. What you can do, in the display settings options from the template, you can select whether you want to see the budget or the instructions directly displayed when you open the worksheet. So this is one big enhancement that you can have or that you can select or adjust for your compensation template, that you can see it on your worksheets all the time. It is automatically on. This means it is available. You just have to select whether you want to have the budget instructions, or if you don't want to see it directly when you open the worksheets, you can still select none as before. For now, there are different possibilities to store compensation data in Employee Central. So if you have a compensation template integrated into Employee Central, there's a possibility to store the information, of course, in Employee Central. And now the compensation data job can be split into 5 subjobs to optimize the system resources, and this makes the job more efficient and results in an improved performance. As you can see, it has to be switched on, as you can see on the right side, and this can be done by an administrator when you select or when you check the settings in Action for All Plans, company settings, and then you can enable the subjobs for published Employee Central data optimization. It is automatically turned on, but of course it has to be switched on in the settings. And the last thing I want to talk to you about is the AI assistant writing for message to recipients of a Spot Award. What you can do with it is now you can use the the AI assisted writing to generate and enhance the messages to your recipients. And this includes the Spot Awards based on your context of the program and so on. And this to generate a message and to use the enhanced writing options, you have, of course, to have purchased the AI unit license, like Maria was pointing out at the beginning of our webinar today. And of course, you have to enable the AI services, and of course, you need to have the role-based permissions that you need to do that for the AI capabilities. Of course, it is turned on automatically, but in the end, you need to fulfill, or you have to meet a lot of requirements to have the possibility to use this enhanced writing. And for compensation, this is for now these are the main or the major topics. And for people analytics, it's not that much today for people analytics, but one big thing is that you have now it is available to have the learning live connection to SAP Analytics Cloud. That means that you can now use the learning data to build your stories in SAP Analytics Cloud. And there's no screenshot at the moment, of course, unfortunately, but I can tell you something about the requirements. And of course, you have to have an active account to the SAP Analytics Cloud. And you have to enable learning in your tenant. But I think this is self-explaining. If you want to use the learning live connection, you have, of course, to connect the two instances. It is automatically turned on, but of course, it needs to be configured in this system. And one last information about the deprecation of tiles and dashboard reports. We, as far as I remember, at least my last webinars, we already made you aware of the information that tiles and dashboard reports will reach the end of development on, or that they reach the end of development at the end of 2023, and will be deleted next year in November 21. The current dates for today, of course, they are without guarantee because SAP sometimes switches back and forth a little bit. So we will inform you or make you aware again since when there are new dates around this. But for now, you can take these as valid. And of course, you need what is our recommendation, that you switch from tiles and dashboard reports to people analytics reports to visualize your tiles and dashboards, because this is available after the 21st of November 2025.
So thank you. Now we are in the end of our webinar. Thank you very much, Anita, Michael, and Maria, for providing this valuable input and for this great summary. We hope that the summary of release highlights of the full SAP SuccessFactors suite helps you now for the activation and configuration process, which maybe you have are your next steps. So the releases will be provided in the production environment between the 15th and 17th of November. I think this is one important date for you. And if you need help from our side during the activation or configuration process of these releases, of course, we are there for you. Just ask us, come back to us, and then we're happy to help.